Hey, 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 Happy New Year!
Hey, what up,
And
man?
happy birthday!
It's been a while. It's been a while. Happy New Year.
It's been a while. I miss your birthday.
Hi, Daddy.
Yeah, it's a good thing because at least I didn't turn a year old to you.
I saw the post though.
Yeah. Another year.
Is it 50 or 49?
49, bro. I'm not 50 yet. Come on.
All right, hey,
Hi.
how
Here's
you doing, little cutie?
the little
You okay?
contributor to my aging.
Hi.
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 Say hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Tito.
I'm very job outstanding.
Speak
All right,
properly.
Jago, you've been partying, huh?
Okay.
Yeah. Say hi.
Daddy, hi. Hi, I'm in Starbucks. Want to hear it, Daddy? Want to hear it?
Oh, you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm a Starbucks.
You're what?
I'm
Wow.
Starbucks.
Did you get it?
Every time he's looking at, every time he has a microphone in his face, it's like he starts not making sense.
I'm Starbucks.
See? It's like he mumbles. He starts doing like a sound check or something.
Maybe
Shout
I'm
out to
getting too used to
CJ.
mumble
Yeah,
rapping.
Happy New Year, CJ. It's been a while. Okay,
It's been a
you're done now.
while.
All right,
It's been a while,
Papa's
really.
turn.
I hit my head. I hurt myself. Um,
Never.
I was dazed for about
That's my daddy.
I don't know a week or so, and my mom and sister they were here, so it was like all right. When I finally felt better, I got so busy because we were everywhere.
Yeah, so like so this is like the update show, huh?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in a way, because like it was well, it's almost a month,
I know.
and
Is it
but
just
then
been almost a month? I'm thinking it's like more than a month since we did the last
no,
show.
no, 'cause, I think
Probably
probably about like a month and a half. Because I hit myself in the head. I hit my, like I hurt my head November 31st. Then after that, we weren't able to do a show. But I think right before that, we did one show. I think the night before or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So I think yeah. So it should be around 40 plus days. It should be about a month and no, it's not 40. Well, yeah, it should be. No, it is.
I told
It should
you.
be a month and a half. It's a month and a half. Because Reese and my mom, they're here for about 41 days. They left last Tuesday.
I was audio.
Wow. So how was your Christmas? How was your New Year? How was everything?
Dude, it was very busy. Like, I didn't get any
That's
rest.
Christmas Eve.
I didn't have any relaxed time.
That's
It was
Eve today.
it was
How much is
bittersweet
that
because,
Christmas
my
Eve?
mom and my sister, they were here and I was
Christmas
looking
Eve.
forward to it. But I couldn't really, like,
I'm
do
not
anything.
going to
Like, I
rest.
can't relax. Plus,
I'm
my
not
wife had
going to
corona.
rest.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. I heard about that. Yeah.
I'm just
So,
so hurried.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why we were not able to like
yeah, because she
do
was
any of the
here.
shows
We could have
afterwards,
done
right?
it because I was still working. We weren't going anywhere. But she quarantined here upstairs, so I couldn't use the room. And nobody wants to see her. Every time she comes down to go to the toilet or whatever, like, clean herself, like she'd be, texting me and like, oh, I'm coming down.
Everybody would
And
get out of the way.
everybody
like
hides,
him.
right? And it would be like
We like
spraying
him.
like crazy.
We let him.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were okay. Happy New Year to
We let
Ian.
him. We let him.
Is he in Canada or is he in the Philippines still?
No, I think he's back in Canada. Like he came home and I guess everybody was just busy and I think they were busy traveling around as well. So didn't really have time to get together. Everybody was just either busy or I don't know what was up. But
Let him.
I wasn't for the month of December. I think I had one or two hosting gigs. I think I had two hosting gigs, but the one that I'm still recovering from was the Ateneo Homecoming one because I lost my voice. I mean, literally like lost my voice, and I'm
Were you
still,
screaming?
I still.
I love
No,
my
because what happened was, I was already losing my voice because I was sick before that, and then I had a cough, and then I was losing my voice, and I recovered my voice, and then when the event came, the the DJ, the celebrity DJ from Manila that was supposed to perform like after all the hosting and the raffle and all the performances and stuff, she walked out. Like she left the event. And
She
so we had
walked out.
she like yeah, we were like in the backstage with her and it's just like sexy female DJ
Right.
and apparently
Well, she
she
got
had a
bored.
no, she has like another gig. Like she has another, it's like she double booked or something. Like she has another gig, but it was like for later, or she had a flight because she had a gig like the next day or something, and she was gonna miss her flight. And the thing was, you're not supposed to do that. If you're booked for an event,
Did the event started late? Did the event start late?
the event it didn't. I don't think it started late. I think it was more of like it was just it extended. So it did so that her performance probably didn't start at the time that she was expecting it to. But when you're the party DJ, when you're the post event DJ, you expect to be there. You're gonna book yourself till like 2 a.m. at least 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. And she left like at 10.
And she never performed.
And she didn't ask for permission. She just left. And I was informed while we were on stage hosting that we had to extend the thing because they were still trying to source another DJ locally. And that was like New Year's Eve. All the DJs are going to be booked then because everyone's going to have their Christmas party, everyone's going to have their homecoming, everybody's having an event. I mean, so that just made it kind of worse for me. So yeah. Their schedule was bumped. I did not know. I'm not sure how that came to be, but all I know is that she was supposed to be the last performer. So if you're, like I said, if you're the party DJ when all hell breaks loose and the program
So she
event
was
is
actually the
done,
main act of the party, right?
she was
She's the last one to perform.
she was
She's
like
main
the
act.
well, Chad Borja was there. He performed well. He performed great. And I think what you should have done is you should just let like Chad should have been just like the main guy because since he's based in Davao anyways, and he was really he was rocking the show and the people were having fun and stuff. He was with this chick, forgot her name, but Venuti or something. But she was like, they were doing like party songs and stuff. So I think that would have been better if that would have been. But since I guess she's a party DJ and whatnot, they opted, and she was like from Manila and stuff. So they opted. I've never heard of her personally. So, and I've heard of a lot of DJs, but she wasn't really. But I guess the draw was that she was this sexy female jock.
How about the crowd? How about the people at the
I mean,
party?
typical Ateneo fare. I
Have
mean,
they heard of her? Or, if you
Prob-
haven't heard of her, then who knows?
probably because I don't know
all the
because
other people there haven't heard of her as well.
because that was like a younger batch, and I guess the draw was that she was like sexy and stuff, and we were on the backstage with her. I didn't really notice anything special, but all I'm saying is that it's just if you're a DJ, the party DJ, expect yourself to be performing until the wee hours because there could be possibilities where the audience would be demanding for an extension or something. It's not. Yeah, she's infamous now. That's for sure. Persona non grata, at least for the Ateneo folks. I mean, you don't do that. Like you're not a newbie. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're the final act, and your performance is to make sure that everybody have fun and everybody stays late and everybody dances and everybody play party music. It's not like she's a band where she has like a set. She's the closer, so she expects to be like, okay, oh, it's already 11:59. I gotta end this now. Boom. It doesn't work that way. She has to book herself, and she can't afford to book herself for another gig or a flight, expecting that celebrities do that. Like if it's like Tony Gonzaga or like Sam Milby or whoever, of course these guys are like, okay, we're gonna do 4 songs, 5 songs on stage, and then we're done. So then they can book the flight because they know. And if they show up late, that's their fault. She was there early, and she didn't have to perform till late, so she didn't have to be there that early. So, anyways. I'm not blaming anything on anyone. I mean, I was just not, my voice could have held up. It's just that I came from being sick with a cough, and I lost my voice, and I recovered it, and I lost my voice that night, and that's why it's taken so long to recover it, because like last night I did a little bit of hosting again for a friend, and then I think before that I attended something that, I don't know, man, just but anyways, it's part of aging, I guess. It's part of aging. But it's funny that the month where I declined a lot of bookings and I decided to just accept like maybe one or two. It's actually the month where I lose my voice. Because the last time this happened was when we were doing we are doing a series of well, you weren't with Magic anymore, but we were doing a series of events for the radio station where we had parties and I had hosting. Plus, we were doing like this 2 week thing for like Caltex or something where we had to do live announcements and it was aired on the radio. And that was the last time I like lost my voice, totally lost my voice. That was like maybe a couple of years ago, well, many years ago. I was still in radio, and this is the second time it happened. And but the good thing was, I had a co-host, and she saved the day for me because she was well poised. She's young, and you know she's the daughter of my schoolmate, my classmate from back in college. So I don't know if you're familiar with Queenie. You familiar with Queenie del Castillo?
Queenie.
Ring a bell?
Yeah, it sounds so familiar. I think
Yeah,
I've
she's
met her.
like her daughter. Her daughter was the co-host.
All right, okay, not Queenie, but the daughter. Queenie's daughter, you mean?
Yeah, it's Queenie's daughter. That's like she's young enough to be my daughter. Because obviously her mom was like my classmate, schoolmate. You know, I knew her
Sounds so
mom.
familiar. Was she
Yeah,
a beauty queen or something?
she was she was a looker. She was a looker. She was tall. She was friends with like ex girlfriend of a friend of mine in college too. And yeah, so I was like, so we were talking backstage, and she's like, I think you know my mom. I'm like, your mom's your mom. She's like, Queenie, you went to school. What? You're like, what? What am I doing here? And I forgot to dye my hair. You know what I'm saying? Like all that white hair was showing. I'm like, you know, but you didn't look young. See, that's the thing with women though. They can fake their age. You know, like you could go up there on stage with a woman who's probably like young enough to be your daughter and get away with it because how women project themselves on stage is that they try to project themselves as more mature, especially if they're hosting an event. They're not going to try to look like a teenage girl, even if, let's say, they are, right? They're going to try to look like they're going to wear a dress, you're going to have makeup on, their hair's going to be made up. So you're going to look a lot older than they're supposed to be. Whereas with the men, you know, we try not to age ourselves too much. So you kind of meet halfway. So I was up there on stage. I actually turned 49 on stage. Turned out to the homecoming. They actually greeted me and sang me like a happy birthday song there because I was there till midnight, and that was the 30th of the event. So when it turned 31, which was my birthday, you know, and I knew a lot of people there. I knew a lot of people. You probably knew a lot more people there than I did, you know, because you're from a younger batch. But I knew a lot of people there, so it did not feel like I was a stranger. It didn't. You know, I only went to Ateneo for college, but I knew a lot of I knew a lot of the younger ones there too because some of them they're ates I went out with. So, oh, it's the younger brother of my ex right there. I know him. We used to hang out at his house. Oh, that's the younger sister of somebody I courted. Her sister dumped me, so I was, you know, because it was a batch 97, I think. We handled that. Batch
Yeah,
97, is it?
I think I know her. I found her Facebook page. She looks
Yeah,
familiar.
her hair's like shorter.
Or, yeah.
When she was in college, her hair was short. So
Okay, wow.
yeah, her daughter.
Tough
So
break.
yeah, but it was, you know, it was fun. I don't know, I didn't care. You know, I had fun. And we got through it. I mean, the important thing there was mostly the bands performing. A lot of bands there were performing. And a lot of the popular local bands, and I knew pretty much every guy there who were part of a band. I mean, I knew these guys from college. You all have common friends, so I was fist bumping everybody. Jingoy was there. Gosh, who else? I knew everybody. I think I knew everyone from the bands there. You know, and I'm surprised Jong wasn't there.
Well, he was in a different reunion.
That was like his tropa. Yeah, I know. He was in the Assumption one, right?
I think so. Maybe it's the same day. I don't know, but I saw some pictures. They had a reunion, and
They also had
there were,
bands
what,
there.
more than 10.
There was also like a rock fest of some sort, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was at the event that you were at, then he's probably he was probably going to perform, but
Yeah, yeah. I
he
think I
probably turned
think
it down.
I think it extended a little later because some of the bands added a couple more songs to their initial lineup because supposedly I think each band was only supposed to perform 3 songs, if I'm not mistaken,
Right,
and they ended up like each band performed 5 songs.
right. So the
But
bands came first, right?
the bands came first. I mean, but still, at the end of the day, she should have stayed. I don't. I think you expect that. You're in the Philippines. I mean, as a host, I know that. Like I'm paid for
Well,
like 3 hours, and I work for like 6. And
I
I
don't
don't
know this
complain.
person, but is she from the Philippines? Because maybe she's from somewhere else, and she just
Yeah,
happened to
come
start her
on.
career here.
I mean,
So she could have
I
like,
don't know.
fuck it, no, I'm leaving. If you're not gonna respect my time, then I'm just gonna leave. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
Like,
that's the thing though. It's like it wasn't even like I let's say she booked a flight, right? Okay.
right.
So what time would that flight be? So let's say her flight would be like you don't book a
What,
flight like
12?
a you don't book a
There's a
flight at
flight at
12.
12:35 or
You don't book a
something.
flight at 12:30 a.m. when you're about to perform like at 10
I
or
think Cebu
11.
Pacific has a flight at that time, around 12:30 or
Yeah, I do
12:35,
not know what
right?
excuse she had, but I really couldn't care less. I mean, the bottom line there is
I mean, what? Okay, what was the time given to her? What time was she supposed to start? Was it at 8, at 9? Was it
I
a
do
two
not
hour
know.
set?
I'm not
Was it
the I
like what, a
wasn't
3
I'm
set?
not the organizer. All I'm saying is, we were supposed to be done hosting by that time and we were still there. And I could have walked out if that was the case. I didn't. I mean, we were all in the same boat. We were all talents. We were all getting paid. We were all probably extending the time that we were supposed to be. But it's just about being a professional. And like for someone like her, who has been to several events and parties, I'm sure, and she knows how these things work out. These DJs like DJ Ron Poe, that's the son of Fernando Poe Jr. I've partied with that guy several events many times, even in Mati and everything. And that guy never started at the time when he's supposed to start. He always starts much later, but the guy's so cool. The guy will still be up there and performing, make sure they have the time of their lives. That's, that's the guy has a choice. The guy can walk out if he wanted to. He didn't need that money. Fernando Po's son, for crying out loud. The DJing for him was just like a fun thing to do. And he stays. He sticks around. He doesn't care. He doesn't like ask, oh, when am I going to start? I have to be gone by this time. No, man. You just don't do that stuff. Especially if it's like a homecoming/reunion type thing where students are part of the organizers. And a lot of these things are unpredictable. Because they have a lot of say in it. And it's not like there's an organizer and what the organizer says is the final word. If you have like a school or like a bunch of alumni or whatever organizing it, they'll have a say in it. They'll throw in their 2 cents, and you have to respect that because it's their event. And if they decide to make changes, like, oh, we have this father, someone who wants to speak. Oh, we have this whatever, someone who has to. You have to, allow that to happen. And as host, you have to expect that there will be changes and that, this band wants 2 more songs because the students want more songs out of that band. Do you want more? Then go ahead. So as a performer, you expect that, especially in the Philippines where nothing here is done to a T. So that happened. I lost my voice for crying out loud. When was that? That was like 2 weeks ago. I still sound like Michael Bolton.
Said I love you, but I love
Yeah, that's because I did. That's because I did some things after that. I'm not attributing it all to that event.
you. Had a hosting event last night.
I didn't allow myself to recover. That's the thing. And of course, you have your
True.
your kids here driving you nuts at home. Jago, lunch. So it's not helping at all. But anyways, enough with the rant. So the update for you is you hit your head. Your wife got sick. Your mom and your sister showed up, and you were super busy. But in a nutshell, the holidays for me I think it was pretty good. Did we stay at a hotel, Raj?
We were supposed to jumpstart people. We were supposed to jumpstart people for 2023. We are ranting about.
Hey, shout out to Paring
This
Edsel.
kid walked out.
What?
This
No, no,
kid
no, because-
walked out. She was supposed to perform.
No, I
You could have
mean,
done better.
I,
Who
I,
set the
I,
blood at 12 midnight? Like,
I had no
what?
problem with
She
it.
did.
I had no problem with it because, like I said, I did what I was supposed to do, and I lost my voice. That was beyond my control. But it's just I felt bad for the students. Well, not the students, but the people behind that batch because they really wanted to party, and
But okay,
it
here's the
sort of
question.
got cut
Did they
off
ever
because there was a lull in the middle of the program because they had to wait for the local DJ to show up as a replacement,
Right.
and this guy
Okay.
shows up and you know, he had to set everything up, and that took so freaking long. So we had to we had Doc
That's
Bobby
where you
Bandolon like
come in.
joining in, huh?
That's where you're supposed to come in and like entertain everybody. You're the host.
Exactly, and I did my job. Though I could barely speak, I was doing sign language on stage. So, like I said, I would like to thank my
I should have
co-host.
been there. We could have pulled it off.
You
Like,
should
how
have been
long
there.
was it? Like an hour or two?
No, it wasn't. Dude, I could have. Dude, come on. We
I
can
mean, the
we can do a
lull.
talk.
Yeah, I know, right?
We could do a talk show for 3 hours straight, no problem. That was not a problem with me. My problem was that did the people want me to be there for that long? You know what I'm saying? It's like I wouldn't mind doing it, but would they want me to be there? You know, when they're expecting
Yeah.
a sexy female
I was
DJ to
there,
be playing party music,
if
they
I
would
was
be
there,
throwing.
I'd be like, what can you do? She walked out. I have the mic. Now, what you gonna do about it?
No, they did hire a local DJ,
me-
DJ
let me hear
McCoy,
you
but
say
took him forever to set
ho.
up. So, anyways, it was just
Let me hear you say,
I don't know.
yeah. You should have done those things.
Put your hands
Hey,
up in
ho,
the air,
ho.
wave it like you just took.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, come on. You can only do that. Dude, how long will that last? You're not even gonna be able to do that for 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You can do shit like that, but it's like, how long will you be able to do that? Unless you have a presentation, unless and you can, and as a member of the audience, you can tell if the hosts are trying to extend something or are forcing a conversation. It's different when you have something like, let's say, oh, there's a raffle, there's a trivia, there's whatever. Okay, people don't notice that shit. But when they know that you're like trying to do that shit, I mean, they're not stupid. I mean, they know that something's up. And, I would like to also thank Bobby Bandolon for rescuing. I mean, he came in, he's like, obviously he's part of that family, that Ateneo group of people. And I think it's very important that to have somebody who goes up on stage and comes clean about it. And he came clean about it. And he said, you know what? This DJ walked out. He actually was very honest because, I wouldn't make that announcement unless I was told to do so. That was not for me to do. So he made that announcement. He said she walked out. I think before her scheduled performance, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna be here on stage, and we're just gonna, I don't know what it is we were doing, but either way, I think pretty much in a nutshell, I think everybody had fun, if not for that walkout thing, and. Because, I mean, me losing my voice, that didn't matter that much. I wasn't really a singer. I wasn't performing. I had a co-host. I think the main thing that really screwed it up was, and then we were scripted, so I wasn't really doing anything out of my own wit. It was a script that we had to read. So, there wasn't really Rod Rodriguez talking. That was a script written by someone else for me to just interpret. So that wasn't really a big thing. Yeah, I know I'm not a script guy either, but I couldn't go off script. That's the thing.
Should have walked out.
Dude, I knew people there. I told you, I was friends. I
I'm
had
walking
friends
out.
I had friends who who were there. I couldn't do that. I had to.
Bobby Bundle would be like, oh, Rod Rodriguez walked out because of the script. And that chick walked out because we didn't start on time.
Rod doesn't like scripts. I'm fine actually. I didn't mind because I had a co-host. And if you were my co-host, we would not need a script. If I have a new co-host, if I was working on stage with somebody that I've never worked with, I think a script would help because that person will not get my humor. That person will not get the cue when it's their turn to talk. That person will not. We will not have that chemistry. We will not have that banter on stage that we do, which is harmless. The last thing you would want to do is offend your co-host, and she would walk out. I can't take Rod Rodriguez anymore. His green jokes are too green. So
Was it a girl, your co-host?
yeah, but she was cool. Shout out to her, Angela. She's cool. Like I said, when I found out that she was the daughter of a schoolmate of mine, I'm like, That made me
Right.
feel more
Okay. So
comfortable.
okay. So there's
Yeah,
a
I'm like, okay, your
context.
mom's cool,
I
so
thought you
you
were
must
talking
be
about
cool.
context. All right. Okay. So Queenie's daughter was her co-host that night
Yes.
at
So
the event. All right. Okay.
yeah, and the mom was
Okay.
cool. So I remember her as someone, like she was like a cool chick in college. So I'm like, okay, if your mom's cool, you got to be cool, right? Because I was already messaging the mom on Facebook. You know, we were already like, hey, I'm the tito here. I'm not a co-host. I'm a tito. And she's like, yeah, that's cool and all that, and perfect because she came prepared. So and that happens, man. It's like when you're a host and you lose your voice, that's like um, that's like a technical glitch, That's like a mic not working almost. So if that
It's like
happens, you gotta have a
it's
spare
like
mic.
being Steph Curry and missing all those threes.
They're all air balls. They're all air balls.
All air balls, bricks. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
yeah.
and but it's not because of lack of preparation. I had my voice when the program started. I lost it midway, so that wasn't my fault. It was from all the reading, all the announcements that we had to make. Because I mean, if you because if you're when you're the host, right, and you're given free reign over the program proper, you will be able to adjust because you can sense if like okay my voice is gonna like it's like being a singer. If you're the vocalist of a band, right, and you're not given a playlist of songs to sing, you have free reign over songs that you will sing. You're not gonna sing the high notes. You're not gonna pick like that Jean Velasquez song or the freaking Brian Adams song. You're gonna be like picking ones that are easy to sing, like
Michael
songs from
Bolton.
from Crash Test Dummies. Once there was this kid who went into an accident and couldn't. Like you just do the low voice ones and don't do any hard
Yeah. The
high
lyrics
stuff.
goes. "Mm."
Like you'll find a way, right? You'll find a way. But when you're given a script, and the script's freaking announcing every freaking event that's coming up in the year for that freaking organization, then dude, you got to read that thing, and you just got to do it. And you're being handed something all the time. Oh, you have to do this. Oh, you have to add this in. So you have this thick of a script already of this thick worth of like what are those things? Notes? Those what are they called? Index cards, right?
Index card.
So you have
Index
like
card.
this thick index cards of worth of program. Plus you're
That's
being
the
thrown in
thing. It's,
you're
it's,
being
it's
thrown
funny,
additional stuff that you have to read. So I'm
I
slipping stuff
always
in between.
right because you have like all these papers and you have all those little index cards and those notes that they pass through. I don't mind the index cards and the notes because they're like you can get creative with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when you do announcements and shit, right? So that's fine. But with the scripts, I mean, I always have this image of when I was growing up and watching all these student hosts, right? I mean, students who are hosting like school events and whatnot. I mean, they read, from a script, right?
Yeah.
And it's really scripted, like scripted, and it's always like, "Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Joan. How are you today? I'm very good. Did you see the show last night?" It's like that's how I see it. So
What an
I
amazing crowd we have
yeah, well,
tonight.
yeah, what an amazing crowd
Like
we
people
have
don't
tonight.
talk like that normally. What kind of BS are you trying to pull off? We're the
I know,
Philippines. We don't
right?
talk like that. You know?
It's so me. That's why I hate scripts because of that sort of you know um, experience
Yeah,
from
because
when I was a kid.
here's why that is, all right? Because the script writers themselves are not hosts. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, the people who
Exactly.
produce these scripts, they don't do hosting. They're not hosts. They're not radio people. They don't have that extensive experience in script writing or real situation writing. These people are like, you know, they think they can just okay, I'll do this script, and then you give it to somebody, and that's why there's this thing is it's called ad lib, right? We do a lot of like when you know what your stuff, you do the ad libbing, and I do that. Like if I read something on a script and it's so cheesy, this is like so not me. It's so artificial. I try to edit that a little bit, and you try to interpret it the way you would want to interpret it, because we're not living in the freaking 80s anymore, and you don't want to sound like you're the school principal presenting to a class of 1984. I mean, you're in the 2000s. You gotta sound like the times. You gotta speak that language. And if you're an experienced seasoned host, you know when to adapt. You know when it's a formal event. You know when it's an informal event. You know when it's a party. You know when it's a religious affair or whatever, and you conduct yourself as a host accordingly. But for some reason, when you're handed a script, it's all like that same general, like generic shit that you usually get, and it's so artificial. Like I don't know, man. Maybe because maybe because like if it's a school event, they can't stray too much, you know. But when you hire somebody, like for example, let's say let's say Ford or Isuzu hires the services of James Deacon, right?
Right.
As their host to present the launching of a new model of their vehicle, whatever, the Mu X or whatnot. Now, they're probably gonna have somebody who will provide a script or a program flow of some sort from the organizing group or from the company itself. But they probably trust James Deacon enough to be able to present it.
Right. They would just
You,
give it
you
the
know what I'm
talk
saying?
point,
Because we know James Deacon enough as a host, and we know how he presents things.
taglines and whatnot, right?
Yeah, and if you give him a script that makes it sound like he's an English teacher of some sort, it's not going to be James Deacon anymore. And if James Deacon starts talking like that, like "Hi, good evening, everyone," I mean, come on,
No, it's not
right?
gonna be James Deacon. It's gonna
It's
be
not
Sir
going to be
James.
James Deacon. You might have just hired James Dukun or whoever it is. It don't matter. But if you hire somebody who you know,
Sir James. Sir James. Sir James. Yes.
so
Good
James,
morning.
James Deacon. Did you just hire James Deacon? It wouldn't have mattered. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you're hiring somebody because of their personality, then give them freedom to work around the script. It's like don't give James Hetfield. Is it James Hetfield? No, don't give the vocalist of Metallica a song to interpret and expect him to sing it like Luciano Pavarotti. Because he's not going to sing it that song that way. And I think it's the same way with people who are hosts. It's like if you hire a generic host with like a blank slate, nobody knows him. He's just a face and a voice. He can go up there and read off that script and just do his job and get paid. But if you're hiring somebody because somebody said, "Hey, get Rod Rodriguez or get Iceman or get whoever," then maybe there's a reason why you hired that guy. Maybe there's a specific reason why he was the one you picked to do that. And if you read the
Well, at
script
least-
and you think of the person, maybe it
Have you
doesn't
ever
match.
been hired and that person didn't really know what kind of a host you were? 'Cause I
Yes,
think
many
for the most part-
times, dude. Many times. I host weddings, dude. Nobody knows me in the event industry. The people in the events industry don't listen to radio. Nobody in the events industry, watches late night shows or listens to late night radio or, are in the same boat as we are. A lot of the people in the events industry, they're just, they know flowers, they know decorations, they know, all that stuff, but they don't know shit about like, an actual show. They don't know stuff about that. Like we've been exposed to that shit because we're hosts. I've hosted for corporate events. You've hosted for all that, everything. So they don't really know. They just hire you because they know that you're confident on stage and that you have hosting experience. But they couldn't really care less about what kind of talent you have or what kind of entertainment value you bring in. They just care about having somebody there who will not screw it up. Basically, like you don't have the stage fright, you don't have the butterflies when you go on stage, you don't have the jitters. So I get that all the time, and when I get hired for events like that where they really couldn't care less, they've never heard of me handling a radio show, they don't really know about my personality, then I just do the generic Rod. I do my job and I'm out of there. I get paid, I'm done. I try not to overdo it, but there are instances where, let's say, I get hired for a wedding reception, and the groom is, let's say, American or a foreigner or somebody during the suppliers meeting or whatever, somebody I kind of like click with, and I kind of get where he's coming from, and he kind of gets where I'm coming from. Then I kind of like, I'm more gutsy with how I perform because I know that the paying client gets me, and that's really all that matters. he who pays, you know, you do what he says, right? Because he's the one who's paying. So that's basically what I do. Because you know that he will compliment you when he speaks to the organizer or the coordinator after. No matter what the coordinator will say, they might complain about your hosting performance. But then if the groom says, "Hey, I love that host. That guy's great," then they take it all back. You know, because that will reflect on them as well for recruiting you. So, but if I'm working with a coordinator who couldn't care less who I was, and I was dealing with a couple who was like ignorant as shit, like they don't really care, they don't really know what a good host is from a bad host, then I'll just do my job. You know, that's it. You're probably more of a risk taker than I am, for sure. Ice, you're sleeping?
No, I'm
You're frozen. Or is that mine?
I'm frozen.
Am I frozen? Okay. You were like this for like 5 seconds.
No, yeah, I'm a risk taker. I have that personality. I don't care.
Yeah, you would take risk. Like,
I would say things that that's probably might be misinterpreted, and but I wouldn't care. I'm like, all right, okay, whatever. Right? If it gets misinterpreted, I'll just like wing it. So yeah, I have that type of personality. Well, you know me, right? Like I'm the guy who well, I care, but I don't care. It's that type of I care, but I don't care. But I
yeah.
actually care.
And
But I
most of,
act,
but most,
I don't
most of
care.
the time, I think when people hire you, though, they probably know what they're getting. Like, because I mean, like when people get me, it's like because I just know some people from the event industry, and it's not that they just know I'm a host. They don't really know that I
Right.
host in a particular way. But with you, it's like most of the time when people recruit you or hire you for a gig, it's like, oh, that's Iceman. Like they probably let
He's
you have
crazy.
free.
Let's have him. He says crazy
Yeah.
things.
Okay, hold on. It's post
What's he
Christmas,
do?
right? So let's talk
Yeah.
about let's talk about what you got and what you gave for Christmas. What did you get for Christmas? You got anything? You got a headache?
I had a headache, yeah, and I was very tired. I didn't get anything special. Like I didn't really get a gift. I didn't receive anything. Except that
Really?
no, I didn't get a gift. Like we couldn't do that. Like with the corona and all, and we were preparing for our trip to Osaka, Nara. Then there's this Hiroshima thing. We went to a lot of places. We went to like somewhere in Nakatsugawa. So we were almost everywhere, and we just couldn't find the time to like to organize like a sort of Filipino Christmas type of celebration. So it was more of, all right, let's just get ready for the trip. So it was like that. So most of the time, my sister and my mom would be going around, looking at stuff, buying stuff. My mom did buy me, like another, like, well, they were looking at shoes, and eventually, my mom bought my brother, my sister, shoes, right? And they were buying shoes. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. But then my mom was like, do you want it? I'm like, well, I like the color, but I already have it. And I was like, just take it because it was like it was on sale. So I got a new KD14, but that wasn't really a present. My mom just got it for me. We were at the outlet, so I got it. So it's a different colorway. It was nice, but it's like already have that shoe. So I had that, and so it wasn't really a gift that I got from like from a box or something. So nothing like that. Another thing is, I think, yeah, I think that's it. My wife just bought me shoe. It was just like, all right, I'll buy you a shoe. That was it. Um, so yeah, it was crazy. We didn't really celebrate Christmas the way we usually do. But what I gave, I also didn't give any. Like I got Snow something for her birthday, which was like a what do you call that? A scooter. That was it.
Yeah.
A scooter.
Yeah.
I didn't get her anything for Christmas because my wife was supposed to get her something for
What did I
Christmas.
get you,
I don't
Raj?
know. I don't
What did I
think.
get
I
for
don't
you?
think she got her anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
For what?
You're back.
For what? For
but I
what? But you
got
get me for what?
something. But I got
Christmas.
something for Raj. That's
You
the
did?
thing. I got something for Raj.
You got
I don't
something
know.
from Ninong.
Yeah. So maybe Reese will
The
drop it
bike
off.
helmet.
Like,
Oh, so Raj has a gift?
well, yeah. I bought it here. We were like at the outlet. Like, all right, I'll
Wow.
buy a Raj
You
something.
got a
So
gift. Nice.
yeah, I think Reese will drop it off. It's
Okay.
not big or anything. It's just like
Dude, hey,
got
dude,
you
man. I
guys.
mean, you'd be the. He has a lot of Ninongs, but you'd be like the first Ninong to give him a present. I'm,
So yeah.
I'm a bad ninong too. I haven't given my anak presents. I didn't get anything for Christmas either. I didn't get anything from the wife. I didn't get anything from. No, I think I got a present from the wife, but I got it like earlier, way earlier. So yeah, the wallet that she got me, I got that. I got that way early, and then I think I just got the wife like a pair of shoes. She wanted new Keds, so I got her Keds. And then Jago got some toys. And what did he get for you?
The keyboard.
Oh yeah, yeah. I bought Raj a keyboard, and then I think I'm gonna get a replacement because he sort of got a newer phone, so I'm gonna get a replacement battery for that because that's an old. I bought it secondhand. It's a pre-owned phone, so the battery's like kind of worn out, like dying. So we're gonna get new batteries for a new battery for this, and then we bought an RC car, which is like a toy for both of us. You
So
know,
remote
like
control, yeah.
yeah, like I bought one
Right.
like I bought one for like I bought one for supposedly for Raj, but it's too fast for him to control, so I'm the one playing with it.
And you bought him a different one.
No. We just have one. I'll show it.
Okay, folks. Rod's being a smartass here. I think he bought that car, that RC car, for him. You know, I mean, he was actually setting up
Yeah.
Raj for disappointment. See,
So
dude, that's not for Raj. That's for you. You know what's gonna happen. Oh, it's too fast for you, Raj.
it is.
I know it's gonna be too fast for you.
You need
That's
to
why I
sort of
bought
like
it.
yeah, you need to sort of like handle it like you can't just like make it run like crazy because it'll it's then you can replace parts and it has this controller already, so it's like it has all this like control stuff. So it's but I told Raj about it before, and it's gonna be his once he learns how to control it properly. But for
It was
now, I
supposed
have
to be his in the beginning. That was his present, and now you're taking possession of it, and you're like repossessing it. It's like
No,
Rod made a
it's
loan.
too
and
fast.
you're
He's gonna break
repossessing
it.
the
I don't
freaking
want him. I want
property.
him. I want him to when he's a little bigger. A little bigger. That's what dads do. Oh my babe, I gotta get a PS5 for Raj. All his friends have one. And then,
Yeah,
she find,
yeah.
and then she finds out none of his friends have a PS5, and he never plays it. Like I could. No, really. This is how dads roll. It's an excuse. You always use the kid as an excuse. It's actually a toy for you, but no, I'm not. It's gonna be Raj. He knows how to do it already. Actually, he's pretty good with it already. So, but it's fun, man. Because ever since I was a kid, I've always been into radio control cars, and I did have radio control cars as a younger kid, but it was one of those Tyco like non high speed ones. And then I got a Tamiya one when I was in high school. My uncle gave me one, but I left it in the
You were a
States. I
kid
didn't.
then. You were like, I think Raj's age, right? Did you got that Tyco RC car?
Yeah. The
So
the type.
you do know what type of RC cars kids should get, but you deliberately got that specific
Dude,
freaking high-speed RC
dude,
car so
dude,
that you can play with it.
dude, if you're gonna buy an RC car or whatever, don't buy that shit they sell out like Toy Kingdom and stuff. Those are not. It's
Yeah,
not.
but
You're not. It's
They're for kids.
Yeah, they're
But that
for
was
kids.
supposed to be for your kid. And you're telling me like, don't buy it. Like, yeah, I
buy it
don't
at a
buy
hobby shop. Go to a hobby shop, buy something legit.
Right. For
you know.
you.
Yeah. Well, well,
Yeah, for you.
well. Raj is gonna get older. He's not gonna be a kid forever. He's not gonna be wanting to play that Toy Kingdom radio control crap. He's gonna want one with like a brushless motor and all that stuff. Right, Raj? He's actually right next to me. Actually, right next to me on his computer too.
I
So
know. Like, he's probably staring at you like, oh, crappy dad.
here's my dad again, buying stuff that he likes, and acknowledging it as mine. They're not, but yeah. So I got a new toy for this year, so it's gonna keep me busy. But anyways, no, I got a new toy for my son. I meant. Yeah. So you got shoes.
Wrap, we didn't remove this
What?
plastic wrap.
Don't remove it.
Huh?
Did you remove it?
No, it's not deep.
Yeah, no, but why did you remove it?
Because it looks funny.
Huh? Anyway, don't remove it.
Why? No, it's
So-
this tape, this part, but it's like the
Oh,
Raise
okay, I get what you mean.
like the TV. Like you have to
Yeah, yeah,
lift
yeah.
it off.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So that's how it was, man. That's how the holidays came and went. And of course, I turned a year older, and the aches and pains are gonna come with that as well. But hold on.
I'll just throw it.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah,
You
time
know,
flies fast, right? I mean,
time flies fast.
2022 is over, 2023 is starting, and I think Corona is non-existent in the Philippines for some reason. Here in Japan, we're still dealing with that
Oh
shit.
no.
Um, Flip mode came over, and he was
Did
so
you guys
shocked that
did you
no,
guys
we
hang
didn't meet
out?
up. We didn't meet up because he went to Tokyo and he
You were like
stayed
in
for like
another part.
I'm like 3 hours away from Tokyo, and before he messaged me, we already made plans to go to Osaka, so that's like even further.
Did he
So
stay
for me to
long?
talk, no, he stayed for 6 days. That was about 3 days in Tokyo and 3 days in Hokkaido. So it was like I think Hokkaido first, then they came back, they stayed in Tokyo, then they went home. So I don't think we would have like, but that's what I told him before. Like if you're coming to Japan, you better see the places that you want to see first. Like for example, go to Tokyo. You don't have to meet. Just go to Tokyo, see what's what's out there. Because I've been to Tokyo so many times. My sister and my mom too. So like he was saying, we could meet up if your sister and your mom wants. But no, we've been there many times, and they want to see the other part of Japan, which is Osaka, and Hiroshima and Nara. We would, so I told him like, no, I can't meet you. But when you come back, I'm, like make sure you'll be in the central area of Japan. So no, we couldn't. But he was shocked that people are still wearing masks and they're pretty strict about it. I think the tourist spots are trying to be, you know, are trying to be more open in terms of like, well, they're trying to like tell everybody like, oh, the masks outdoors are, like if you don't wear masks outdoors, that's fine, but indoors you have to wear masks. So at least that's what's in Osaka or in Nara, like in Hiroshima too. Like I've seen signs like, especially at the hotels that we were at,
Yeah.
outdoors it's okay to not wear masks, but indoors you have to wear masks. So Flip Mode was pretty shocked about it, as well as my sister. And even my mom, like she'd forget to, like wear a mask when we go in supermarkets or whatever. And my sister would always like remind her of, like putting her masks on. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's time flies fast. But yeah, let's hope that this Corona issue would be done and over with, because I really want to visit, visit home as well. It's been a while.
Yeah, people
I mean,
here, it's not, people don't wear a mask here anymore. I mean, it's not, some still do. I mean, at the mall, I
I'm
still
tired
see
of
a lot of people
masks.
do. But
To be
I know,
honest, I'm
we're
really
all
tired
tired
of
of it.
masks.
I'm tired of it as well. I'm tired of it. It's not.
I can't see people's faces. I can't see the pretty girls. I see those pretty eyes, but not the
And you
girls.
want to be recognized yourself too. I mean, you want people, you put on the swag and like nobody knows who you are. Like,
I know.
what's the point? I might as well just wear Bombay clothes when I go out, right?
And you have a mask and they don't know you. Oh my
I
god.
know. It's like it's pointless, but some people still do recognize though. It's funny because like sometimes I'd be at the mall, I'd be wearing my mask, and so and like a friend of mine would like grab my back and something and bye, and I'm like, what the hell? How did you know it was me? And I look at him and it takes a while for me to recognize him because he's wearing a mask too. So I'm like, okay, this hair, who is this guy? But it's a friend because they sneak up behind you and like,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's yeah, I do want that no mask thing anymore. But here in the Philippines, it's like it's optional. It's optional. So if you don't want to wear a mask, you're fine. You don't have to wear it. Like the guards won't stop you. Nobody will approach you. Nobody will condemn you if you don't wear it. Just don't sneeze or cough all over the place with your mask off. That's
Well,
basically
nobody's
it.
gonna stop you here, but they're like they're gonna stare at you.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Yeah.
So
So
what are you looking forward to for 2023? I mean, I'm turning half a century older this year, end of this year. So I have to get my act together. If I didn't get my act together, health wise, financially wise, family wise, maturity wise, I think I have to like really look at the mirror and be realistic about and not that I'm gonna dress up
yeah,
differently or not. I'm just gonna be like, this is the year where
yeah.
you know
The
shit, right?
year where
Like
you start singing, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. That's
No, I might be like, I'm
Hey,
coming
hey.
out, dun, dun, and then surprise, sisters.
Dude, what are you talking about? Dude, you're almost 50 and your life's doing great. Like
I
you're
know,
living the
but
life. You're living the life. You're
I
there.
no, I know, but I
You
should
are
stop. I
there.
should stop eating chicharon. I should stop. I should start like,
Dude,
dude, come on, man.
dude,
I
when
have
you
to.
die, you can't eat chicharron anymore, right? When you get sick, you can't eat chicharron anymore. While you're
Yeah,
healthy and you can still eat chicharron, just eat chicharron for crying out loud, right?
dude, I'm just not. I can't eat
Live for
Granny
today.
Goose anymore. I have to get my act together, dude. 'Cause I'm not like I said. It's more of that. It's more of like, you know, I've been a kid for like 49 years. I have to. When am I going to be an adult? I have to be an adult. For my wife's sake, for my kids' sake, I have to be an adult. And I think I'm not saying I'm going to be a new man. You can't fake. You cannot. I've said that many times, dude. When I turned 21, I said I was going to be a vegetarian. I remember that. I remember I was turning 21, and I said I'm going to be a vegetarian. Dude, I'm freaking.
49 and enjoying the life.
and
That's why you have a life to
and I'm
enjoy.
eating vegetables.
Purpose of life to enjoy life. So it's fine. Eat Granny Goose, eat chicharron, in moderation. Don't eat too much of those,
Oh man.
right? And you can eat some vegetables and you can be vegetarian for about 2 days in a week. That's fine. Balance.
I want
Balance
to
is the
I
key.
want to look like one of those like guys you meet. They're like in their 50s or 60s, and they're like freaking ripped. Like
Dude, you
shit, no
can't do
body
that first and
fat.
foremost. You
They're
know
like
why?
freaking they bike and
You're
shit.
almost yeah, you're almost 50, but your kids are like what? 9 and what? 2?
Two,
10 and
11 and
2?
two.
11 and 2. So I mean
Yeah.
no way you can do that because no, I mean you're busy right now. Maybe when Raj is bigger, but then you still have Diego. So see, no, you're never going to get ripped. Sorry. I mean, look at my brother. He could do that because both his kids are,
Stop messing with it
are,
already.
are
You're gonna
grown up,
destroy it eventually.
right? So
Jeez.
so my brother in Canada, he was able to do that like from what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. He could just like go to the gym day in day out because he didn't need to take care of anybody.
Yeah.
Like his both of his kids are like grown ups. They could take care of
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah, and he can just eat
But
what he
with
wants. Like you don't have to
yeah,
consider who you're eating with. Because I mean, like you can't. I can't have my 2-year-old on a keto diet. You know what I'm saying? He's like, is- I- and it's hard to like have separate food for everybody in the family when you eat together. You have to make sure that the food you serve is something that everybody consumes. I mean, the wife did that for a while. She did that. She had her own food, and we had our own food. But now I kind of want my own food as well. But it's not gonna happen because my kid's eating like a burger and I'm eating like grass. Um, it's torture for me, right? You have to
no,
all
that's
be in
not
the
gonna
same.
happen. Your kid eating a burger and you eating
I know.
dude. You
It's
don't
not.
even let him play with his toy, let alone like allow him to eat the burger and you eat the grass.
Give me
That's not
that.
happening, man. Screw that.
You think
I'm
I'm about to
eating the
take a
burger.
bite? Give it to me. That's for dads.
Give me your toy. Give me your food.
Oh well, he understands. He's a good kid. I mean, he's a growing kid. He's gonna be a teenager soon. A couple of years, he's gonna be 13. He's gonna help me out.
Raj is 11. He's gonna be 12 soon, right? So he's what?
He's
In,
gonna be
in fifth
12 in
grade.
August.
He's
He's
in
gonna be
fifth
12.
grade.
He's in fifth grade. I don't know if he's jerking off already, but he should start.
He probably is. He probably is.
Sauce.
So fifth grade. All right, okay. 'Cause I was asking
Still my
Reese,
baby
like,
though. He doesn't smell funny yet though. I'm glad he doesn't. He doesn't have that body odor thing yet that kids have.
because I was like, I picked out that like shirt, and I was like, will this fit Raj? And Reese was like, are you crazy? Have you seen him? And we were like looking at the pictures. And like, look
Dude,
at
he
him.
wears my shirts. He wears my shirts.
Exactly.
We're the
So I
same
was like,
size.
so I'm like, all right, okay, so. Well, I usually so I was like I was sticking with the routine, right? So we were at Gap, so I was at Gap Kids, and I'm like, will this fit Raj? And it's like this is for sixth graders, and my
No.
sister was like, Are you crazy? And then, so we went to the Facebook and like, look at Rod and look at Bags. Look at where he is, and look at him. And we're like, all right, okay, fine. So we went to the men's section, and it's like,
Yeah,
I
he's
got him the
men's.
smallest size, and I
He
was like,
wears
will
men's.
this fit him? And my sister was like, yeah, that will fit him. All right, okay, fine. All right, okay.
Yeah,
So
he wears men's. He wears men's. He wears men's. He's yeah, I
I
don't
think he's
shop
gonna
for him.
like it. That was that was an interesting shirt. So I think he might like it. I'm pretty sure he's gonna
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, he likes shirts. He likes school shirts. So that's why he wears my shirts now. So and he wears my favorite shirt. So I'm like I can't say no to him because I buy him shirts and they don't fit him anymore. Dude, I remember buying him shorts and shirts just like maybe a couple of months ago when we were together, and now it doesn't fit him anymore. And he barely wore those things, and it's like, okay, just
This
wear
won't
my
just
stuff.
fit. No, no way that's gonna fit. And I was like, this is 160. These is like for sixth graders here in Japan.
Oh yeah, Ninja. That's cool. He makes his own games now, by the way. So he's a game
Is that
creator now.
Minecraft?
Yeah, he's
Is
like
that Minecraft?
yeah, no. This is Roblox. See, he's creating his own game there. So if he gets, it's like he created a character.
Is
It's a
that a ninja
ninja.
cat? A ninja cat?
Yeah, it's a ninja. It's a ninja. Yeah. So then he's gonna create the level afterwards, and man, kids these days, dude, an 11-year-old can create his own video game.
Oh, he might be your
I
ticket.
mean, I
You know,
never
he might be
imagined that when I was a kid. Like I'd be doing that
to
at that age.
like immense wealth. He might be a really successful game creator, and you don't have to work shit.
I hope so. I mean, but I'm not gonna rely on that.
Here, let me take your money. I took away your toys, your food, and now I'm taking your money.
That's what parents do. That's especially in the Philippines. Your children's wealth is your wealth. That's how parents see it. They don't see it any other way. That's how it is. But yeah, so far, I mean, 2022 was in a nutshell. Was it a long year? Was it a short year? I'm trying to think of
I think
2022.
it's
The
a short year for me.
short year, right? It was a short year.
Short year.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me too. I
Very
think
short.
2021 was a little bit
I'm
longer.
surprised.
2021, I don't remember.
What?
I don't remember at all.
2021? Oh, because it was pandemic.
No, 2020 ang pandemic.
Oh, 2021 was still pandemic, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, but I don't remember at it at all.
2021. I can't remember 2021. I
feel
mean,
like I slept.
2021, when I got this new computer, I was just like, I thought I got it 2020, but I think we started doing the podcast when, like, 2020, right?
yeah. Yeah.
2020. Then I think
April, I
computer
think?
was,
March?
I think around, no. This was around, because I was already going crazy at that time. So
Wait, hold
this
on. What
was
were we doing?
around
Okay, hold on. When
May.
Kobe
This
when
was about
Kobe
May.
died, were we doing the podcast already?
No, we didn't. We
Okay.
weren't doing it. I
Yeah.
wasn't going crazy at that time. I was going crazy after that. I think around March or something. Then May we started the podcast, and I think my computer almost broke during the Christmas season. So I got this one, and I thought I got it 2020. But then when I checked my Amazon, like purchases, it was actually 2021. So I was like, holy crap! So this has been like what, yeah, 2 years. So all right. So I was like thinking, all right, okay, this will last me years more.
So it's still okay, right?
Well, it's still okay. It was just the Wi-Fi. I think it was the cable. The Ethernet cable was defective. So finally, I decided to get those um, Wi-Fi USB
Adapter?
ports. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have the good ones now. That's like 1,300 whatever, right? So it's faster and
So it doesn't have it built in?
I don't think so. It came with this one, but it's really small. And I
Okay.
think this is like 500 to 600 gigahertz or whatever. Yeah, but it's like 500 600. I got the 1,300, which is like one of the, like, for the like the Wi-Fi's that's available on Amazon. It's one of the highest speed available there, 1,300. So I got that. So I think it's uh, yeah, basically, I didn't. Yeah, I think it's faster than this one. So I just got rid of the cable, and I was like, yeah, thank God. I didn't realize that I could do it this way. The cable the cables are terrible. Like, I have to, because the router's like downstairs, right? and the
Yeah.
cable's really long,
Super long. Yeah, yeah.
and it's quite dangerous for people to be walking. Yeah, it's just a it's a hassle. It's really complicated to
Yeah,
just.
yeah.
I just like got rid of it. So now I'm using Wi-Fi on my desktop, and it's doing well. So it's fine. I think it's good. I'm gonna stick with Wi-Fi's now.
Yeah, just a good Wi-Fi. I mean, uh, my PS5 is connected directly on the Ethernet cable because it's like right next to the actual like box. So, and that works well, like for downloading games and stuff. It's really fast. But obviously, my what's it called? My Mac is not connected to Ethernet. It's on Wi-Fi. It's always been on Wi-Fi. And if you're near, it works great. I mean, it gives you that portability, obviously. But with you, you're on a PC, so you're on a desktop. You're not on a laptop.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but you're also far from the actual box of your,
Yes, it's actually in my bedroom. It's far from everything. Far from the
Yeah.
TV. Far
So,
from everything.
so even if let's say you're on the Ethernet cable, just the length of the cable itself is probably gonna have an effect
Yeah,
already on the speed.
exactly. Probably, yeah.
You're better off with Wi-Fi, I
Size,
guess.
the size that I buy is like 15 meters.
Yeah, it's long.
Yeah, it is actually long.
It's pretty long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
cause like
yeah, it's just 2022 just just disappeared like that, in a snap, and now we're in 2023, and there's like I don't know what's coming in 2023. Um, talking to my sister, I realized that there's been a lot of changes since I left the Philippines, which was like way back. This was like 2007, and a lot of things already happened, but I didn't really realize until I actually started talking to her, because she's Gen Z, and there's just like so much, not really, not a big difference, but you can notice, you can spot the difference in perspective, and how they perceive things, and how they respond to like the technology, and like the new things happening right now, and she's been teasing me to be like, I mean, if you're not going to go with it, you're going to be obsolete, so you might as well just go with it. It's like, all right, yeah, I think she has a point. And I don't know, I mean, you're 49 and 44.
yeah, you're a baby, man. I mean, the thing is, I don't really like. I just go with the flow. I mean, I try not to contradict things as they come, and I you start to have fears though as you get older. Like back then, like let's say you have a nosebleed or something. You're like, if you're in your 20s, you have a nosebleed. You're like, you're fine. Like, oh, it's a nosebleed. But let's say when you're like my age and you have a nosebleed, you're like, you start thinking, oh, could this be whatever? Could this be,
I
if you
always
have a,
have nosebleed.
yeah, I know, like it's like normal, right?
It's
But
normal
but
here
but when you
because
get
of
like,
I usually get it during winter. Like when winter comes, I get my nosebleeds.
yeah,
So it's
it's a
worse in
change
the
in the
winter.
climate, right? It's a
Yeah,
sudden
plus
change.
like the heaters, and like closed doors, and well, yeah, sometimes I forget to turn on the humidifier, and yeah, it goes crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's like when you're younger and you play basketball a lot or something, and then you wake up one day and you have a sore or whatever, or there's pain in your leg. Like, you're thinking, oh, it's pamaol or it's from playing that, whatever. But when you get older, you start thinking, could this be arthritis already? Could this be, like, it's like you start thinking differently, and because you know that it's real, it gets more real. Like if when I was doing radio and we had a guest, and maybe I was already in my 30s then, and we had a urologist. I think that was us, or that was me. I'm not sure if that was us or that was me and Judge T. But I remember having Doc Kicks over, and he was a urologist, and he was saying, hey, all men 40 above should have themselves checked because it's all men at this age are already at risk of something. Like, I wasn't thinking about that then. I was like in my 30s, so I was like, I'm fine. I'm not at risk yet, whatever. But then you realize, whoa, I'm like approaching my 50s. It's like, just because of your age alone, you're already at a much higher risk than you were back then. So the things that you didn't fear back then, you start to fear because of the exposure that your body has gone through already through the years. It's not necessarily that you live an unhealthy lifestyle. It's that you have consumed more of, unhealthy stuff through the
the
years.
poison
Yeah, the poison
the world has
that's
to
out there.
offer, right?
So I mean, even if you eat so much junk food, but when you're only in your 20s, you still have not been exposed to that much. You still haven't consumed that much of the negative ingredients or the bad stuff because of your youth. You've only started consuming it for this. But once you get to be in your this age, even if you consume only a little of it every year, but because of the duration of the time you've been consuming it, it builds up, and your body obviously, has a weaker resistance to contradict it. And I'm not in fear of like I mean people can be healthy as shit as they want, and then they just get all of a sudden they find out they're sick and they're dying. And that happens. And some people smoke and do all the bad stuff and have all the bad vices and drink and do drugs and all that stuff and live up to 70 or 80. And that happens too. But it's just that when you have little kids, like Jago's 2, Roger's 11. I don't want to be at that stage where I'm looking at them from a distance and I'm not able to do anything because I'm like freaking disabled already. It's just that would suck, But when you're 50, dude, 70 is like 20 years away. 60 is like 10 years away. That's some scary shit. Like 60 is old, dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what people say.
I know.
That's
That's
old.
true.
That's no
We
longer.
had that is so true because we had a scare. My mom's 67, right? So New Year's Day, my mom woke up and she had this pain. Um, I don't know, like is it because she was like pointing at her chest,
Yeah.
and we're like, "Where's the pain?" And she was pointing at like at her chest, and she's like also like at the back. So we're like, "Holy crap!" So we were panicking, and like they had insurance, they had travel insurance, so
Yeah.
and that was their last day. That was like January 1st, New Year's Day. And that was the last day of their insurance. I was like, all right, I called the insurance. And since it was cashless, I was like, all right, we want to, go to the hospital for a visit. And they were like, well, is this something that she was already feeling is this like a chronic illness? I was like, no, she's just having this pain like on her chest. It's nothing that's like, she's not diagnosed with anything. She's just like feeling something. And we just want to know, we just want to rule out like a heart attack or a stroke. And they were like, all right, fine. So we took her to the hospital. Then it took about like 2-3 hours, and they were like, all right, she's fine. And they, put an IV on her, and it was probably just because of the, like the traveling that we did. But yeah, that was a bit of a scare.
That's a
'Cause-
scare, right? Because of her
right? So
age. Because of her age.
she and when was the last time I saw her? This was like 3 years ago. So that means she was like 64 at that time, and now she's 67. And when they left, I was like really sad because I don't know when when they're visiting again, or when can I go home. Like I have a kid, and she's busy. There were like summer, like last summer, 2022. I wanted to go home, but I couldn't. Snow was doing a lot of things, and I had like a summer gig. I was teaching during the summer. My wife was teaching during the summer, and we couldn't come home in December because they came here. Well, that was a good thing though. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking like, oh, when are they gonna come visit again, or when can I visit? But then those visits would be like short. If they come back here, that would be like what, um, a month at the most. And you know
Yeah.
me, I'm like really attached to my family. So I was like really sad when they left, and I was like telling my sister like, ah man, you're leaving again. Ah, I wish we could just be here. And my sister's telling me that my brother in Canada was saying the same thing. And I'm like, oh man, it's just so sad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, crap.
Sapanks.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And you know me, like me and Bax are probably the same. Like when we say family, we always say we mean our family,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
my
yeah.
family,
Not like
not
us.
no. All right. So I think me and Bax are the same. Like when somebody's like, "Oh, your family," yeah, I always say like, "Oh, the thing that first comes into mind is my dad, my mom, my brothers, and my sister." I never think of my wife and my daughter
As family, yeah.
as a family. Be like, oh yeah, we're family too. Like, you belong to my family. But if somebody says your family,
It's
I-
like they
I-
belong to your family. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
They're
yeah,
family
yeah,
because
yeah.
they belong to your family.
Your
You
family
know?
now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's automatically what comes to mind. My siblings and my parents. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
I'm like the opposite. I'm like, it's my upbringing. I mean, it's just how you are, as how you're brought up, right? That's how you have a perspective. That's why people have different perspectives on family. But either way, I mean, yeah, I get what you mean. You have your setbacks. You. For me, it's like I grew my family real quick. Like my sisters and I, like I didn't, you get used to it. I guess you become unhinged. It's like, when you're a kid and you have to face the reality of like your sister moving away and you don't know when you're gonna see her again. Because I mean, like my middle sister, I was closest to, so we were always like eating the same snacks, watching the same shows, talking and goofing off. She was, she wasn't like feminine yet then, so she was like she could have been a brother and it would have made the difference, because she was also kind of tomboyish during the growing up years. But when because we're so used to having our eldest sister being away because she's been with my dad ever since God knows when, and we were always the two together. And when she had to join my dad and she had to leave for London, and I was gonna be stuck alone as the kid in the house in Bakaka with my Lola, I was like, you know, you feel so helpless, and you can be miserable and be sad about it. Like I miss my family, like you miss your sister, you wish you could be with your brother, but then you lie there and you're like, you have a sense of helplessness. But as an adult, it shouldn't be the case because as an adult, you can actually do things about it. You can actually visit them. You can actually
You really want to,
pay
yeah, I know.
for, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you're a kid, you're helpless. Like, I can't just say, I want to miss my sister. I want to go see her. I want to buy a ticket. You can't, right? It's not that way. But when you're an adult, you can actually do something about it. Like if you miss your loved one, you can actually plan a vacation and go there. But when you're a kid, you're at the mercy of your parents.
And I was trying
You
to
know?
be strong. I wanted to cry at the airport, but I was like, no, I can't cry because Snow is already crying. So if I cry, then she'll cry more. That would be, like that would be the case. But she was already crying. I was like trying to stop my
But are
tears
you visiting this
from coming
year?
out.
Are you coming home this year?
Well, I want to visit during the spring break over here, but I don't know if I can. I mean, like there's so many things to consider. Like if I'm coming home in this, because my brother's coming home in December. That's the plan. They're going home in December, so that means I have to be there in December because my
Yeah.
brother from Canada is visiting. So
Yeah, might as well.
that
Yeah.
would like so I that means like all right, I shouldn't go home in spring because I'm going home in the winter
Yeah, well,
again.
then wait it out. We come on December.
I know, right? But man, but I also want to go home in spring as well because if my brother would be there, then it would be crazy, it would be chaotic because like everybody's gonna be there. So you know what I'm saying? Like every time we talk, my
Are the
brother would
kids?
tell
Is that going to be the whole family or just your brother?
probably because like his family's coming, so most likely my family's coming, and for the most part, every time we're together, like siblings, we say the same things. Like my brother in Canada would say to my sister that, oh, I wish we could just like go, just like the four of us, like me, my Dawn and my sister, like we just like go somewhere, or like with my mom, because like we're like all in the same page. But if you have all
Yeah, yeah,
people in the family, like my
yeah, yeah.
wife, my
The
brother's
in-laws,
wife,
yeah,
the in-laws are there, the personalities kind of like differ,
clash. The opinions are
and
different. Yeah, and he
it's
has to
crazy.
consider his family's opinion. You have to consider your. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So it's like, so my brother's like, I just wish it's just like the four of
Well,
us,
why
or
don't
like
you do
me
that?
with
Why don't
mom.
you plan it
I
just
know
you siblings?
that's what my mom wanted. Like my mom talked to my sister and like, well, we should do that. And me, I think my wife would be cool about it. But I don't know if my sister-in-law should be cool about it because I think,
Why wouldn't they?
especially the one in Canada, like, well, for some reason they don't they know what I'm saying? Like, oh, if one goes home, if one goes on a trip, everybody goes on a trip. But then it's like, all right, well, okay. But then but in my head, it's like, well, this is my family's trip, not your family's trip. So it's
Yeah,
like we want it to be our trip.
yeah.
So, but I don't know if my brother has the balls to actually tell his wife or my sister-in-law to like, well, we're going somewhere and just like
Because I
us.
mean, I don't think Kakai would have a problem with that. I don't think Don would. I think Bam would be fine with it. Uh,
Well, yeah, my
Probably,
wife would be
I'm
fine with
sure
it.
Bats would be fine with it. So if it's just gonna be, Canadian
But then
brothers.
I don't think Snow will be fine with it. Like Snow would be like up in arms,
Oh,
and
okay,
it's
all
plus
right.
Bella, so that would be that would be an issue. But
No, but it's not
then
like
I'm
what.
like,
Yeah, well, how long are you guys gonna be gone from your families if that happens?
oh, not really. It's like it's short, like like probably days, a week the most,
There you go. Then
right? So, but yeah, but anyway, it's
like maybe come earlier and then they'll follow like after a week, so you have that week as just you siblings. You know what I'm saying? And then the families can follow. Like they can fly in, like just
but you know
because you
what I
need that.
discovered? You know what I discovered? I was very resistant to like all these new things coming. Like even when it first came out, like TikTok, right? Dude, I'm having I'm having a blast
On
looking at
TikTok?
stuff. I'm like, I really hated it, and I always complain, like, what the heck, this TikTok generation, fuck, what is
And
wrong?
now you're no, no. I mean, but are you on TikTok?
Because no, like, well, I was already on TikTok just to check out things, but I was never really like,
So
like
no, no, but I mean, you're
looking at.
enjoying it just like browsing through people's TikToks, not you doing TikTok.
No, I never browsed it. I never browsed it before. I downloaded it, but I'm like, all right, no, I have a, but I never added people or whatever. But it's there, but I never, I don't think I ever had like
TikTok's addicting,
15
dude.
minutes. I know,
It's
but then
fun.
you know what? You know what caught me? You know what got me?
What?
Because my sister was like on her TikTok, and every time she scrolls down, I hear that song. I'm like, what the fuck's that song?
Ting
I
tang
think
ting tang tang tong ting tang ting tang ting ting tang
ting
ting.
tang ting tang ting tang ting tong ting tang ting. I was like, what the fuck is that song? I mean, is that a joke? I'm like, who comes up with that song? So I was like so pissed, and it started like, show me that song. And then I saw like those dance moves that people
Ting ting
do,
ting ting ting
Oh,
tong ting.
cringe. It's cringe.
and I was like so entertained
Already bought it.
that security guards, construction workers,
Ah,
students, like everybody's like doing it, and I was just like, holy shit, this is like fun. And I've been like every
And you
time
did
I'm
it?
like, I no, I didn't do it. I just keep on watching. My wife's like banging the door at like, the bathroom. Hey, stop watching TikTok. I'm like, no, it's just like so funny. Like all these dance steps are funny. Like,
pa.
so now I'm following some people,
No, no,
but I
no.
haven't really started
You have
anything.
school pa tomorrow na.
So I don't know. I might do TikTok. I'm not sure, but I haven't done anything yet. Because I don't.
Yeah, well.
I'm not sure if I can be entertaining on TikTok. So I'm like, I don't know.
Hey, dude, you used to sing those like Backstreet Boys songs and stuff.
But
So
that ting tang tong like that's like that really got me. Ting ting tang ting tang ting tong ting ting tang ting tang.
yeah, I used to tease Mao about that. Like it would be like, Mao, when are you gonna do your ting tang toe performance? But I mean, yeah, hey, well, I'm just telling you that TikTok can be addicting because there's a lot of really entertaining stuff in there. And because of the options that you have with the filters and so much stuff, so just with the messing around with the filters alone is gonna take you a lot of time. Like I have fun with my kids, like when we're on TikTok. Jago like he has a blast. Raj and I, we did a couple of videos as well. So
Crazy.
you
Because
know,
I was complaining about it like just days before because we went to Universal Studios and I saw a lot of like teenagers there doing TikTok. They were just like everywhere and every corner. They were like doing TikTok. They were like putting their phones. They're doing
yeah,
TikTok. And I told my daughter, do not do TikTok. Whatever you do, don't do TikTok. That's for dum dums. That's what I told her. That's for
yeah.
dum dums. All right, don't do TikTok. And tonight, my daughter was like, "Papa, you like TikTok?" Like, skida ne. I'm like, you like the thing? Like, no, it's not. I'm just like, it's so funny. Like, is it important? She was speaking Japanese. Is it important? Is it more important than basketball, studying, swimming, and piano? Huh? Huh? I was like, no, 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 no. Those are important, but this is also okay because I told her it's not okay, right? So she was telling me it's not okay. I'm like, no, 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 it's fine. It's funny. You see, like, and we were like laughing at like those like macho guys dancing that. And she says,
Yeah.
"Oh, kimo, kimo." So I'm like, all right. So I find it entertaining now. So I don't know. At least
Yeah.
it helps.
I'll see you on the other side. Yeah, it can be therapeutic, man. It can be therapeutic. All right, so what are we gonna do in our next show?
Today's Thursday. What, Saturday?
Yeah, I'm good Saturday. I don't think I booked
You don't have a
anything
gig,
Saturday.
all right? Then
No,
let's
no.
do it. Let's do it Saturday.
Yeah, let's do Saturday. Same
I
time
don't
or
know,
later?
maybe. Yeah, same. Like no, I'm not playing basketball this week because I'm taking a rest.
Good, good.
So yeah,
All
we
right.
can do it 8 p.m.
Okay. All right.
I'll let you know if it's like 9, but like I'm sure I can do it like at 8.
Saturday, punta daw kami sa Vikings birthday ni Basti.
Okay, that's good.
Basti ni Tita Teng Teng.
Okay. Yeah, so Raj is gonna be attending Basti's
Yeah,
birthday.
at Master Yoda's.
Yeah,
Master
yeah.
Yoda's kid.
Yeah, he was
All right, then we
invited.
can do it at 9. We can do it at 9
No, no,
p.m.
but I don't have to be there though. I don't have to be there.
don't have to
He's
be there?
just
All right.
yeah, I'm not invited. It's just him and the wifey I think are going. So I have to watch Jago.
And baby. Baby.
Oh, baby's going too. Okay, so just them. I don't have to be. I'm not. What am I gonna do there? I'm not invited. You know.
Okay,
So
then all right. Well, that's all then. 8 p.m. Saturday for these three people who are hanging out with us up to the end. Thanks a lot. Is it Jong? I don't know. It could be
no, it
whoever.
can't
It
be
could be
Jong. Jong
CJ.
has better things to do. It's probably
Probably.
CJ while he's gaming, and
Right.
I don't know with
Right.
Ian because he's in Canada, and I don't know if it's Edsel because he's in
Right.
Canada as well.
Whoever you
Actually,
are,
they're two friends in Canada,
hanging out.
so yeah, that's cool. All right, so yeah, we'll see you Saturday. Hopefully, you guys it's more like a catch up episode, so at least you know we still exist, right? And
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
And
so
let's jumpstart 2023. Like, yeah, good luck. And let's,
New Year's
you know,
resolutions maybe, right? For
yeah, we
Saturday.
can do New Year's resolutions
All right, all
on
right,
Saturday.
all
All right.
righty.
So see you, and yeah, see you on the next one. We're out.